Well, hello everyone, listeners, Tolkien fans. My name is Adam, and I thought I would provide a little introduction to this first book that I've read for the channel here. I've just finished reading, editing, and uploading videos for the entire Silmarillion, and I thought a little bit of introductory commentary might be helpful. Now, I've arranged this book into a single playlist on YouTube where every section and chapter are in proper order. But I do want to point out that I did not upload the videos in the right order as they are written in the book. I initially was only going to do a few chapters of the Silmarillion when I began this project several months ago. So I started with my favorite chapter, which is Chapter 19 of Section 3 of Beren and Luthien. That's the only other video in this series where I provide some introductory commentary, because I initially thought I might do it for each video, but then I never did again until now. So what happened was I just got inspired to keep reading, and I eventually decided to just do the whole thing. So if you want to listen to the whole book in order, go to the playlist. And with that said, the Silmarillion, for those of you that aren't aware or haven't read it before, it's divided into 5 parts. Even though the entire book is called the Silmarillion, the actual Silmarillion is only the middle part of the book. It's the longest part, 24 chapters, but still part 3. There are 2 distinct parts before it, the Ainulindalë and the Valaquenta, and there are 2 parts after it, the Akallabêth and the Rings of Power in the Third Age. Those are the 5 parts. Now, these other 4 parts, they are each in a single video, as they only consist of single chapters in the book. The Quenta Silmarillion, on the other hand, Part 3, is 24 chapters long, each with its own video here on YouTube. And another thing I should probably point out or apologize for is my pronunciation of some of the names and places. I've done my best, and this edition of the Silmarillion does contain some notes on pronunciation in the back of the book, which are quite helpful. It also has a glossary and family trees. So I did consult that. I did consult the pronunciation table, but still I know that I have made mistakes here and there. And at times I've chosen to pronounce the same word 2 different ways, or done so by accident because my brain was just overloaded, which can happen sometimes when you're reading these names. There's one chapter in particular in the Quenta Silmarillion, I believe it's chapter 14, and it's just a description of the map. So, reading those names over and over again can kind of fry the brain a little bit. And if you're reading this to help you fall asleep, that's a great chapter to go to, chapter 14, the map. So anyway, I apologize for my pronunciation errors. I still don't think it will distract too much from the story. Tolkien loved his names and geography, and it can sometimes be a little confusing because he gives at least a few names to almost every character and place. There's an elven name, a dwarven name, and a name given by men. And sometimes there are multiple elven names according to the different kinds of elves, the Noldor and the Sindar and the Teleri, and so on. And the last note I would make here in this brief introduction is in regards to the graphics that I have spliced into the readings. If you're just listening to them, this won't matter at all. But if you watch them or have them playing on a TV and in the background and you glance at it every now and then, you'll notice that I've included the maps in a lot of cases where certain locations are being discussed. And I've also made use of a wide range of artists that have imagined these characters and places and situations over the years. Ted Naismith, John Howe, Alan Lee are perhaps the most well-known artists, but there's also just some independent artists, graphics that I pulled off the internet. None of these images and sketches are my own. They're all other people's works that I've just made use of. There's also some art included here in some of the videos that is Tolkien's own art, his sketches, and his artwork himself. He has a lot of that in this edition of the Silmarillion. A lot of that included in, as well as his own maps, his own rendering of the maps. So along with that, I've also made use of AI tools to generate new images based on the description of certain characters, places, and situations in the text. And that was kind of an experiment, something new to sort of try out. And I think most of these images turned out quite well, or at least interesting. And it is obvious where I've used AI images because they are mostly of the same style. So I'm not trying to pull one over on anyone. Just letting you know I have used AI tools along with traditional artists and the artwork of Tolkien himself. So with all that said, I hope you enjoy listening to the Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien as much as I've enjoyed reading it for you. Thank you.